This is a clip from one of our most recent episodes. For full episodes and more, please check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Stitcher, and YourVibesPodcast.com. This episode is brought to you by Your Vibes Entertainment. Your Vibes Entertainment is Middle Tennessee's premier hospitality entertainment consulting company. If you or your business are in need of a mobile DJ, group entertainment like trivia, karaoke, or bingo, or you just need a professional MC to help coordinate your event's day of logistics, we have you covered. It's no work and all play when you hire Your Vibes Entertainment. You can trust us to bring top-of-the-line sound equipment, lighting, and a professional attitude to any event you are hosting. If you are interested in boosting your revenue, showcasing your company, or just want to provide high-vibe entertainment for your family, friends, employees, or clients, please contact us on Facebook or Instagram at Your Vibes Entertainment. Shoot us an email at yventertainmentservicesllc@gmail.com or reach out to the owner Michael directly at 615-330-3236. Thanks, and always remember, stay vibey, my friends. Definitely part of this new world that we're moving into. I mean, how Facebook is doing whatever they're doing with the Meta, which I'm not quite sure what to think about that quite yet. I feel like such an old man sometimes, but
Same.
it's there's already like major investors buying property in this metaverse.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Buying digital real estate.
This Ready Player One situation just jumps right in. You know, I mean, it's like you see this world that's burning to shit just all around them, and they're living in these huts, but they throw on this VR stuff and they're living in this completely different world, and that's what people do.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten into the multiverse theory?
There's like multiple universes that are
all happening concurrently at the same exact time.
And basically like whatever I used to imagine, actually, when I was a little kid, before I knew what any of this was, I would imagine that any decision that I made in this universe, that there was another universe with another me in it that made the exact opposite decision. And I don't know what I was thinking as like a 7-year-old, but this was the stuff that I thought about. I was like, oh, well, even if I really want to have this here, I have to make a decision. So I'll choose this, but other me over there, she's getting to have that experience. So that's cool. And I would like make myself feel better about tough decisions by like convincing myself that there was another me. Kind of 7. I should be studied.
Well, absolutely. But you're not too far off as far as from an age standpoint either. So, I mean, obviously, you know, with Dr. Dispenza, that kids from pretty much pre-birth to the age of 7, their brain wave state is in theta, right? Which is pretty much a dream state. So kids, and that's what I've been, and I learned that kind of at the right time with small children. Because, hold on, my computer, it needs to be plugged in. Hold on a second. That their entire subconscious is programmed from 0 to 7.
It's being programmed. They're basically a walking sponge, and
100%.
anything and everything that they are told or that they experience is absorbed as truth, and that the questioning part of the brain doesn't even really turn on.
Until like 8 or 9 years old, you know, and then that in essence, I can't tell you. I use this quote quite often, but I always forget to look up who said it. It may be an unknown person, but I think it was a yogi that said, "Give me a boy from birth until 7, and I'll show you the man." So like. You're pretty much your children's subconscious beliefs and actions for the rest of their life, for the most part, and until they consciously realize what's going on and choose to change them, are programmed from 0 to 7. They're also pretty much experiencing a DMT trip. Their pineal gland is so active at that point in the theta state because it's so relaxed, and they haven't been polluted. Their body hasn't been polluted with all the chemicals and the fluoride and all that stuff as well too to calcify it. But you having just a seemingly random thought about the multiverse at 7 is, probably normal with a lot of kids. They just don't know how to talk about it.
Yeah.
I always question my children. I'm like, because there's a lot of books on past life, kids remembering their past lives. I don't know if you believe in reincarnation.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. I've been a witch in at least 3.
Cool. Absolutely. I apparently was a Atlantean peacekeeper.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, right. So I would travel the universe through the cosmic web and keep peace through nonviolent actions.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I know. I'm really hoping to experience that again one day. I really hope that time travel and portals become a public thing at some point, and we can utilize
moving
those.
towards it.
I know. Something we're already there, and it's just scoundered away somewhere. But yeah, so I question my kids, like, do they see things? Because my kids talk to themselves all the time. I'm like, who are you talking to? I'm very like these imaginary friends that everybody just kind of writes off as bullshit. Like, I don't know. I mean, we as humans only see like 1% of the entire light spectrum.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on around you. I mean, your brain you're not seeing anything but energy, frequency, and vibration. That's all you're seeing. And your brain is translating that into what we're told to be able to see.
Yeah.
Right. And if you continue to tell your children, obviously there needs to be some structure in place in order to function within society just in general. It doesn't necessarily have to be by the, global societal constructs, but just in general. But to encourage your children to this is one thing I've been trying to practice a lot too, is to encourage them to do things even if as the parent it's wrong. Like I try to catch myself now of when my daughter's learning to read and math, and my son knows how to read, but now he's learning math. And instead of just like, no, before he even finishes, no, do it this way, just let him. And it takes 5 times as long to do it, But I think it's that, and it's not just for their learning process. It's to not program them the way that we were programmed. I don't want my kids to be exactly like me, because I'm not perfect. I'd love for them to look up to me and stuff, but to let them kind of go about life their own way. My son's 9 and he wants earrings. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not going to approve of that at the moment because I think you're going to immediately regret it. But let's wait a couple years and see. You're only 9 years old, but and I just kind of wish that society would kind of look at things like that a little bit more than
totally. Especially self-expression. Like, I let Jameson pick out all of his own clothes.
That's so awesome.
We go once a month and have pedicures together. And it started because I went to get a pedicure and he was with me and he was just going to sit next to me and chill. But he's watching everything they're doing and he's like, where's my water? Where's my lotion? Where's my foot massage? Where's my hot towel? Where's my colors? And so I was like, okay, well, I guess he's getting a pedicure. So like, he loves to go and he picks out the colors. He always picks out like one foot, one color, and the other foot, another color. But he loves picking out his colors. And there are people in there that just stare at us and they're like, what is this little boy? Like, this mom is crazy letting her little boy get his toenails painted. And my mom, of course, is like, oh my God, you're teaching him. It's not okay for little boys to have their toenails painted. I'm like, who gives a rat's ass?
Yeah, sure.
Like, who cares if his toenails are painted? The world's still spinning.
Yeah.
Like,
he's happy.
He's happy. I just got a pedicure. I'm happy. Yeah. Like, we're good. I'm not worried about what other people think is normal or abnormal. Like, we just had a great time and we just got to bond, and he loves his pink toenails.
Sure. And here's another thing people don't they pigeonhole male and female into a sex with a penis and a vagina and boobs, and long hair, and females are supposed to have, earrings and
be dainty
and paint
and wear pink.
Yeah, exactly.
Boys wear blue.
Exactly. And instead of taking it back to the core of a feminine energy and a masculine energy, because that's all it is, and you're just stuck. You're stuck in this meat suit, and back to the reincarnation thing is that the feminine and the masculine energy is that, imagine as a soul, if in your past lives you had reincarnated as a female 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, however many times, and then all of a sudden you reincarnate as a male. You know, your soul, the driver of the meat suit, is going to be confused as fuck. And then you're thrown into a society to where you're judged, you know, and you know, however many sexes they want to say, non-binary, whatever it may be, that's all good and well. But the breaking point is forcing other people to believe that same thing. Like if I felt like I was, you know, a Caitlyn Jenner type character, great, but I'm not going to go out and tell you that you have to treat me a certain way and that society has to treat me a certain way, because that's my decision, and then let everybody else make their own decision and just let everybody fucking be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's just hang out and do what we love to do.
Like,
right?
you do you, I'm going to do me.
Let's be friends. Anybody.
Cool.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So in this manifestation coaching thing, how I can understand kind of how it started, but how did you start to grow that?
I mean, just and how quickly my life changed, because it was 4 months flat. My entire life was different. I went from driving like a beat up Pontiac to driving this beautiful Cadillac SUV that I bought just before my 30th birthday, the one that just got stolen, that I got back.
That you got back, yes.
Yes.
This is like a wild story.
I got a new job. I left a toxic job I'd been in for 4 years in the craft beer industry.
Okay.
And I got a new job and I tripled my income.
Wow.
I went from not being able to, I was hit by a semi-truck when I was 17.
Jesus.
And I had back problems before that. And so large parts of my life, I haven't been able to walk. And I've had a back surgery, and I've been through pretty much every single medical option to heal a back that one can go through. And so I was at that rock bottom that I mentioned earlier, was not able to walk on a regular basis, and I was in pain constantly. And it's really funny how it worked out, actually. I was in the first month of my like mindset journey, and I had a little fender bender, and it was like the first thing that had happened to like really challenge my mindset practices. So I was like, okay, instead of like spinning out like I normally would and just like going down this like negative thought spiral, I'm going to keep saying my affirmations, and I'm going to believe that this is always working out for my highest and greatest good. And the day after that, I had to pull my car over because I was in so much pain. And I got on Facebook just as a distraction, right? Mitigating strategy. And the first thing I see is a chiropractor with like a $25 new patient checkup. So I made an appointment right then and there. I get to the chiropractor's office like a week or two later, and I'm in tears. I'm in so much pain. But it had been just enough time for the car wreck, like the little fender bender that I was in, all that insurance information to come through. And they're like, oh, you were just in a wreck? Well, we actually cover that. So $5,000 of free chiropractic care I ended up getting from this tiny little fender bender that I was in. And because of that chiropractor, I can walk now. Like I'm in better physical ability than I've been in since I was hit by the semi-truck when I was 17. I'm able to move again. So I can walk on a daily basis. I don't have to wake up and worry about like, am I going to be able to work today? Like, am I going to be able to pick my child up today? Am I going to be able to take care of my family? Am I going to be able to take care of myself? Am I going to need help to get to the bathroom? I don't have that anymore. And 6 weeks of going to that chiropractor, and I felt my back completely like pop, 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 pop. And I felt my pelvic bones shift, and my entire spine just went back into alignment.
Wow.
And I was stuck.
Yeah.
Like pulled over to the left and hunched forward for years.
Oh man.
So
right there.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, that was like one of my very first manifestations.
Imagine if you had freaked out at that wreck though, you know,
yeah.
would things have aligned, you know, you never know, but who knows?
But I chose to like I was like, this is my first challenge. Like this is the first thing that's really could have rocked the boat. I'm going to continue saying these things to myself. And I did. And so, I mean, I healed my back. I changed jobs and completely shifted my income bracket. All the things that were causing me stress were solved. Yeah. And I just continued to do this. And finally people were like, wow, please teach me these things. And I just threw myself deeper and deeper into it. And people were asking me to teach them stuff. People, coaches of mine were like, you need to be coaching. You have all of this wisdom, especially like with your wild and crazy life that you've lived so far, like you should be teaching people. And then I found human design, and according to my human design, I'm a 3/5. That is like literally my purpose. I have gone out and sought out all of the possible experiences that I possibly could have so that I can translate to the collective what to do, what not to do, how to do things, how to like present the easiest path possible for other people on their path. So that's literally kind of my purpose in life, and through the lens of human design is to be.
So what is the human design? Is it like a test, or I mean, what? How do you go about that?
So it's a combination of the astrology system, the Hindu Brahmin chakra system, the I Ching, the Kabbalah tree of life, gene keys, and neutrinos, quantum physics.
Okay.
So basically just your time of birth, date of birth, and location of birth. And it will pull up a very complicated chart.
Yeah.
That I know how to read. Yeah,
Okay.
I've studied it for years. I've been living the human design experiment for years now. But it is definitely the system that I felt the most aligned with. When I heard about it, I had never felt so seen or heard before when I first had my chart read. And so that's something that I incorporated into my own practice, and I teach people as well how to like live optimally according to their human design.
Whoa. So is this something you just went online and did, or do you have to find somebody?
No, you can you can find your chart online, and then
Okay.
there's lots of different resources. You can go to YouTube and just like kind of have it explained, because there's a lot to it. We can look at your chart if you want to.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to do it right now, and we can like do that, or if you want to do it after. It doesn't matter to me.
Let's do it after.
But
Let's
yeah,
do it after.
there's a lot of resources. There's
Okay.
a lot that you can learn about yourself through human design and just how to optimize yourself. It's basically just like, this is how my circuitry works. These are my strengths. These are my weaknesses. Every single person I do a human design chart reading for, they're just like, oh my God, you get me. I'm like, yeah, this is just who you're designed to be. So
Based on date of birth, the moon settings for the most part.
it's like all of the astrology, but like gene keys. Like I said, the Hindu Brahmin chakra system.
Okay.
Like certain centers are defined, certain are undefined, and so you just know basically like what energies you naturally possess in your bodies, and then where you don't naturally have those, and that's where you're going to be seeking them from outside sources, or where you might feel conditioned to have not been enough or not be enough in that area.
Okay.
But that's like not who you are. That's not who you're meant to be. So then you can like release a lot of pressure from yourself to be a certain way. Again, the societal constructs.
Sure.
And then start to know who you are and use those aspects of yourself to create the sustainable things that you want.
Thanks again to Your Vibes Entertainment for sponsoring this episode. If you are looking to boost your revenue, showcase your company, or just want to provide high vibe entertainment for your family, friends, employees, or clients, please reach out to them directly on Facebook or Instagram at Your Vibes Entertainment. Shoot them an email at yventertainmentservicesllc@gmail.com, or give the owner Michael a call directly at 615-330-3236. If you're interested in sponsoring an episode, please reach out to me directly via email at yourvibespodcast@gmail.com. Thanks again for listening, and always remember, stay vibey, my friends.